Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video of Bleach Mobile 3D. Now, it's very early in the morning, and we are going to be going ahead and doing some very exciting things today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Because today we do have the actual recruitment for BARRAGAN finally dropped, and what we'll be doing is, I plan on going in on the BARRAGAN banner, as well as the future swimsuit Unohana banner when it comes up in, I believe, 2 more. So, what we are going to be doing today is doing 160 summons, getting a copy of BARRAGAN, the good old hero, maxing out a little bit, playing with him, and we'll see how things go from there. Now, if you don't know how this gacha works and how this actual game ends up working, you can only get the character off of getting small pieces of the shards to get the full character. So, for example, I need 50 shards of BARRAGAN in total, which I'll be going for the 30 chest, all the chests up to 160. And once I get him, I'll be basically done. So, we'll see how this goes. Now, the actual gacha does randomly give you characters in terms of like SRs and SSRs inside this. I honestly don't have any characters I particularly need in terms of SRs. I get an SSR inside this multi. I would love to get any more copies of like Aizen, Toshiro, any characters that aren't rank 8 just yet would be the best case scenario, but we will see how it goes from there. Oh, jeez. It's been a while since I actually summoned on this, so I'm hoping we end up getting anything that's decent alongside everything, honestly. I just need to get as many of those, these little exchange gems is what I need to get to be able to get the Vase Lord Ichigo, so that's what I need the most out of this. So that would be the best case scenario, and we'll see what else we get along the way. We're getting a lot of Yuchirus, though. Honestly, it's not too bad to get a bunch of SR dupes because you can sell their actual shards to get soul stones, so I'll take it for right now. We will take a Yumi Chika, thanks for that, and we're good on that as well. So we're currently at 925 summons. In 75 more, we actually get our 1000 SSR, which means we'll be doing 1000 pulls in total on this game at that point. That feels weird. It feels strange to go this far into the game, honestly. It's weird to think about. I've been playing this game for like 5+ months now, or like something similar to that. Like, I actually don't remember when it came out, but it's been a minute at least. It's always fun to think about. Like, honestly, when War Age dropped last year and I was playing the Tokyo Ghoul War Age game and I was just kind of going through my different motions, I didn't think a lot about the progression I was making inside the game until I hit like level 80 or so. And then you feel like you're in the end game already and it feels super strange, but it's kind of fun. But we're gonna do some more multis here, hope for the best, and honestly, like, I'm trying to think of who else I would actually need out of things. I would love to get copies of SR Ichigo, because I actually do use him. I don't mind getting a dupe Grimmjow, because that's actually 50 shards of him that I do need to upgrade him further. So I will absolutely take that. That's also a... yeah, that was a non-guaranteed SSR, so that's super helpful. We're going to do 2 more multis to get to 120 and check where we're at for the actual BARRAGAN pull whole shenanigans. So we get a Nemu. And next multi should guarantee an SSR. Best case scenario, Aizen, but let's see how it goes. Show me. Byakuya. It's actually one of the worst ones I can get. He's already maxed out a pretty good tier. I'm probably not going to get him any further than he actually is right now. So, slight rest in peace, but we are going to take all of BARRAGAN shards here. I'm curious how far in we are so far. Because we can do 4 more multis to guarantee him, but how far away are we from actually unlocking him properly? Here, BARRAGAN. I'm at 40, so I actually need 10 more shards. If I could get 10 more shards than my pulls, that'd be cool, but I doubt I'll be able to actually get that. Let's go! We should do 4 more multis in that case. Oh wow, Urahara's quite nice as well. I actually do use him as a bond for Aizen, so I don't mind that at all. We got 1 shard, maybe we need 9 more. We're getting there. We got 0 shards that time, so we still need 9 more. We got 1, so we need 8 more now. And we got 1 more multi before we're just done. And so, BARRAGAN, welcome to the party. And we'll take that. Unfortunately, we get only a Bankai Ikaku off of that. But we'll take it. And for right now, let's go ahead and start popping into a showcase of BARRAGAN Ruizenban. I love this a lot, but someone pointed out to me how BARRAGAN actually has feet inside his skeleton model, and now my OCD is killing me because I just keep on looking at it. It's honestly kind of hilarious, but what we're gonna do, I'm gonna quickly max him out as far as I possibly can, and then we'll do a small showcase and just kind of have a good time with it. So I'll see you guys in one sec. Okay, so I went ahead and maxed out my BARRAGAN a little bit more than I had before, and he actually is doing a hell of a lot better than I actually expected. He actually is the second best BARRAGAN currently on the server. So let's go ahead and check him out and see what he's all about, because it should be quite fun. I actually wanted to read out about his abilities before we go into this as well. We'll be running the team with Don Guy, him, and just Aizen in general, because it works out quite well. His bonds do include the Resurrection Ukiura, so that is going to be a pretty big part of this. But I want to go to check his actual character and his details, so I want to read up about his actual abilities. So we have Wielding Giant Axe with 3 slashes, inflicts AoE attack, deals 336% damage, with a chance to trap the enemy and restore HP by 12% of damage dealt. That's crazy. We have Death Axe, which is wield Giant Axe on the ground to inflict AoE, 66% the damage and stun an enemy, and increases the self crit. Then we have the Awaken one, which restores more HP, and also does a stun with the Awaken version. So not too bad. I actually need to use it to stun enemies then. In this case, what I want to use him on is... This is difficult. I guess we'll just run some dailies here. Like, honestly, let's go do Squad 13. That sounds quite nice, and honestly, I'm kind of down for it. Let's just pop in with only us and see how he ends up kind of doing and what he's all about. Just kind of curious. Oh yeah, I also got an SR version of Hyorin, so I am going to be using him from here on out because he does do a pretty good job. I like his little ice tail. He's a little dragon Iceman. But hey there, Soifon. It's time for you to get destroyed. This should be quite fun, actually. I'm curious as to see how fast he takes this all down. Because I've gotten into the place where I can, like, solo Squad 13 pretty effectively with most characters. Like, Don Guy's fine, Nell's fine, Ukiura's fine. So I should be okay with BARRAGAN alone, despite him not being upgraded fully. Should be good. Here. So he spawns in. I pop my third, and he's dead. You know, So before today, I totally thought that BARRAGAN's actual Zanpakuto was named Respira, but apparently that's only the attack name. His actual, like, Zanpakuto itself, the axe, is called Arrogante, which, I mean, is pretty on the nose for a king-type character. But I respect it, you know? He does his things. He is one-shotting every one of these. Jeez. I actually wonder how far we have to get before he starts not one-shotting anymore. Probably up to, like, Sajin, right? That's roughly rank, like, 7 or 8 or so. Oh, his second is actually a pursuit ability. I didn't know about that. That's really, really nice, actually. I'm gonna have to be looking at the enemies for him to try and jump towards them as well. So, in that case, I actually don't even need to move off the start. Like, oh, and he's also a green, which is quite nice. I need a good green to replace my Aizen, so that's quite nice. Here we go. The second is a pursuit, and the third does work as a pretty nice, like, hey, you're dead now. I will take it. Who's up next? Shinsui, and then it goes, yeah, Sajin. Okay. So in that case, we have some pursuit to do. Bop, bop. We're actually killing them before they even start awakening, which is weird. Typically, all of these enemies will end up having awakening at roughly about half of their health bar. But we're doing pretty well with just his boy by himself. Honestly, I love this. The roses behind him, the Hyorin beside me. Every part of this feels like what I was looking for, and I'm super happy about it. See, it still feels weird to me to this day that BARRAGAN is only the second, like, Espada. Like, I feel as if the idea that Stark is supposedly more powerful is really curious to me, because I'm curious as to, would Stark have been a harder battle for anyone aside from Shinsui? Because Shinsui didn't really... It was kind of a play-y, fun type of game between them two, But I feel like if Stark was put up against Soifon, for example, it would literally become a bout of nothing but speed and just stress. Just a hell of a lot of stress. I also feel like Shunsui could easily say, like, purple, and then the entirety of Barragan is just over. But I wish we saw more of Barragan and Stark and all of that, because they deserve so much better. I think Barragan especially, he had no room for, like... This man had no room for becoming a good guy. He was leader of the Hollows and literally the biggest antagonist man that hates everyone else. So it's obvious that he wouldn't have been able to come back and be like the same role that Grimmjow would have been in that Thousand Year Blood War. But imagine having this guy on your side of the fields, and imagine having to play around him inside combat. I would love to see a fight where like Soifon and Barragan have to fight together against that like Not guy, and they end up having to like play around each other. Like, oh, Soifon shoots missile in this direction, and then Barragan has to send his Respira around the sides of it to like make sure they can't escape from the sides. Because the entire thing with Soifon's Bankai is she has to fire it in one straight direction, and it's a missile. She can't end up missing with it. So what better way to actually make it where it guarantees a hit than to have some sort of man make like, you know how the actual, I don't remember what it was called, the place where the actual, the cleaner is. You know, the cleaner where it goes down the path and it ends up attacking you. It's like the weird purple goop walls place. Imagine this. Imagine you're fighting against a girl with a giant missile, of which will murder you in one fucking hit. And the man who causes aging creates those walls to both sides of you, so you can't actually escape. Also, I only got the chance to awaken on the final enemy. That's really funny, actually. Imagine the purple of, like, aging and death goes to both sides of her. So if you try to dodge above, below, to the sides, all you'll end up doing is getting hit by becoming an old man. So you have to take it straight on, the actual missile. That is the kind of, like, combo art I would love to see out of that, like, last Thousand Year Blood War arc. So I can hope and dream, but unfortunately, that's just kind of how things end up going. I wish they would have done more with this man. He deserves so much better. What we're going to do today is I'm going to run into Mod Plan, we're going to do Invading, and then we're going to do Defending with Barragan and see how it goes. So I guess I'll see you guys in 1 second. I also mostly wanted to do this because I also wanted to upgrade Ukiura up to +6 red today. So that's kind of the plan. So I'll see you guys in 1 moment. Okay, so we actually are loading into this, and we'll see how well Barragan can do against big waves of a bunch of weird ground pauldrons. Yeah, cultivation chambers. Wait, hollows will be hatched if you fail to do so. I kind of want to see those hollows. I don't think I've ever missed out on a single one of these chambers to actually see what pops out of them after 18 seconds. It's just, this is way too fast. My teammates are always too good to actually see what it's all about, but I'd be curious to see what they actually pop out. Maybe someday. Maybe you get more XP off of it if you end up waiting for them to pop out. Who knows? I think it's a whole new dimension we'll end up seeing at some point in the future. But I am going to go ahead and awaken here. So his second is the pursuit ability that just leaves like a vortex around the area. His first didn't really seem to do anything too crazy. Oh yeah, it's super weird he actually has feet. Look at his feet. It's super strange. Oh my god. So the vortex is actually quite nice, and I don't know about his first because it doesn't really do that big of an area, but we'll see for right now. Just keep on attacking for right now. I want to awaken again. I want to see his first once again because I didn't actually get a good idea of how well it did inside this. So I also want to see how big the AoEs are for these different attacks, right? Like, I'm probably going to play Barragan as a main for at least a little bit going forward, because I kind of like how he's playing so far. So likely it's going to end up being where I have to learn how he works and how his attacks work and how to use him on, like, inner selection, for example. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Here we go. I like the pursuit ability a lot, man. I actually really like the big explosion afterwards. It feels very effective. But next one up should be the diagonals. No, it shouldn't, actually. Yeah, that does such a big AoE as well, though. That first is crazy. Here, we'll awaken. His first doesn't seem that crazy in terms of when he's awakened, though. Doesn't seem to be as big as it is when he is unawakened. But who's popping up next? Come here, Mayuri. Oh, god damn it, there's a chest beforehand. I forgot. Well, there goes my awakening. Yo, Mayuri, pop up. It's time for you to die. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Barragan. Did you know? Barragan actually spends most of his time inside pachinko parlors. It's kind of messed up, but like after 1,000-Year Blood War, he just kind of got really depressed because he learned that apparently Yamaji was gone, so he's just kind of like, I'm the only old man in the series now. So he went to a pachinko parlor and disappeared for several years. It's honestly kind of sad, but like, in the end, I feel like I heard that he got a job at Price is Right afterwards, but I can't confirm that. Apparently he's replacing Drew Carey. I mean, I respect it. You live your best life, Barragan. Honestly, like, I get that you wanted to opt out of trying to fight from here on out, so you wanted to go get a job as, like, the new Bob Barker. So, it makes sense. You go, you. But that is... I actually didn't even level up from that. I'm, like, super close to getting it, but not quite there. Damn. I wonder... Would the dojo give me that? Okay, we're gonna do Invading first, and then we'll see what ends up happening afterwards. Okay. Wow. That was a fast loading, actually. Oh, you know, this is one of those things. I started neglecting this more, honestly. Invading is one of those low priority ones because I get such bad drops off of it. It's usually always like, oh, I get a cone. But now that I actually have the Hyorinmaru, the Zangetsu, and the, whatchamacallit, what was the other one I got? Senbon Sakura? Now that I have those three, I really need to play this as often as possible because it actually will give me more XP for them. And I need that direly. So let's test out the AoEs. I actually like the NAD of Barragan a lot. It seems to reach behind him quite a bit. And I like that a lot in terms of a good character. Big fan, big fan. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I believe in it. But let's pop into this. I feel like his actual power is going to be really high. Because even at just the beginning of Purple's tier, he's already at like 600,000 power, which is pretty crazy for a character like this. I also only have 2 bonds on him, so it'll be even more strong or even more powerful when I'm able to get the last attack bond onto him. It also helps that the characters that are his bonds are the ones I focused in the most. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. It works out quite well. Here, we'll get some more swings in here, do some more damage, and we should be good to go. I honestly don't understand how the actual, like, progression of Invading actually works. I don't know if the actual, like, HP goes up as you level up, so when the host is who it, like, depends on, and the drops and everything. Because it seems like this Ikaku has gained more HP since I last fought him. Like, I have done 52 million damage so far against this level, when it used to take only 52 million to do the entire level. So if it scales with the leader's level, I don't know about it too much. I might just get people to host it for me, because you don't seem to gain a heck of a lot more off of these harder versions. If it even is harder. Because who knows? Maybe they just end up buffing it because it was too easy before. Here, we're going to pop our Awakening here, though, because it actually does do quite well against AoEs. I also feel like it's weird that I don't remember him having any poison on his actual trees. Because his entire thing is aging. His entire thing is like, now you're old. Now you're just made of skin and bones. That works really well for a poison mechanic, but he has like stuns and lifesteal, but no actual poison mechanic on him. I don't know about it too much, honestly. God, it's cool to actually play as the non-awakened version of him, though. BBS deserves to have had this man adapted. Give me Swimsuit Barragan, you fucking cowards! God damn it! Like, BBS, they end up dropping swimsuit units as of... I think it was a couple days ago. I actually did a couple of multis on it and got nothing off of it because that's how polling works. But they released another set of 3 characters that are very obvious. Like, we got another Yoruichi. We got a second swimsuit Orihime for the 2nd year in a row, by the way. And we got a Kukaku, which is actually quite new. She's good. She's very good. She's, yeah, she's very explosive. Very dynamic is the word I would use for her pose. And I respect it. However, give us any swimsuit characters that are male. Give us like any other characters, please. I'm so tired of seeing Yoruichis. I am genuinely like having an aneurysm at how many Yoruichis have just been constantly coming out in every single banner. We got a Halloween Yoruichi. We got, I think there was a Spirit Society one. I think we have a Yoruichi for every single season now. We actually might have 2 swimsuit Yoruichis, honestly, which is even weirder. I just don't get it. But I mean, I guess what sells. Halo Bell has like one of everything as well, so I guess it's just... Do dark-skinned girls sell really well? Cause like, fucking big mood. Jeez, big mood. But it pains me. I want to see like other characters being adapted. I like the fact that White Day at least was a little bit of a change because you get those like fancier characters. I wish that we would have had like a more... A fancier, more fun version of Geen. The, like, rogue speed one is quite cool, but I wish we would have gotten, like, one that's trying to give you a present, for example, instead of one that's trying to murder you, because that's not the spirit I'm looking into. I'm trying to get, like, love from the guy that I like. I'm not trying to get stabbed with a bunch of knives for Chocolate Day. But you do you, BBS. You do you. I feel as if they're missing a lot of chances here with BBS's stuff a lot these days. It's just, they're very comfy in sitting where they are. And they're very comfy with just kind of sitting on what they've already made and done. Like, they've had a rerun of the 3rd Anniversary Tower again running, and I should be doing it, but I just can't. Not that I can't. I just don't want to. I don't have that much fun doing Senkaimon, honestly. It's just kind of a grind. But it's a copy-paste of what I've already done, so it doesn't feel like it's anything new or fancy. So I'm just kind of leaving it to sit, but I should do that before the actual anniversary comes out. I just want new content or, like, different characters or something. A new mechanic or, like, something fancier or, like... anything. Like, hell, I would be down for them to give me like a chaos mechanic, for example, because I actually got it wrong where I thought that Hikone was the one that did like the crushing, the freezing, the fire, the poisoning on the different enemies in the beginning of the the novels, but apparently that was Tokinada. He inflicted a freeze, a burn, a crush, a bunch of different like things on different enemies. If they released Tokinada for the actual anniversary of BBS, I actually would love that. And they gave him like a mechanic where his status ailments just give a chaos effect, where it could be any status ailment inside the game. That'd be great. I'd love that. That'd be super fun. Honestly, running through like an inheritance and inflicting like, oh, you're burned. Oh, you're bleeding now. Or, oh, you're weakened now. Just randomly entirely seems super, super fun. But that's very small in terms of new mechanics as well. I just feel like I need something I can grasp onto for BBS right now. I just need something like truly special or fancy or any kind of change at the moment. We're getting there though. We're slowly getting towards the anniversary, which supposedly people are talking about how it's going to be Soul King Aizen and a version of Dangai, which is just Mugetsu, which seems curious actually. I could see them doing like a Soul King Ichigo and Soul King Aizen, where like he's permanent Mugetsu and Aizen is just in a super cool crazy awakened form. But will that even be special? Will that just be another like awakening recharge unit? Or weakening recharge unit? Because that's what I'm very sick of. I'm sick of like, oh, strong attack damage based character of which has weakening. Wow, so cool. Hikone is cool, and he's one of the strongest, like, fastest clearing units in the game right now, but he's not special, and that's what Hikone needs to be. He needs to be something different. He needs to be something that's, like, truly mind-bogglingly different, that makes you question what Bleach even is. But it wasn't there, unfortunately, so far. At this point, I just need gacha games to try harder. And that's a sad thing to end up saying, but it's a games as a service thing that ends up coming around recently, where people need to start actually realizing that updating games and actually having new content that's meaningful is a really big part of having games like this. Bleach Mobile 3D does a great job of it so far. They have like The updates are slower, but it gives you time between the banners to save up, and you're able to kind of, you see the characters you can pull for beforehand and kind of get ready for them as they come up. And they add new game modes, they do new things, they actually like adapt things differently, so it's a far cry from what they're actually doing over on BBS. And I like it a hell of a lot more because of it. But what we are going to do, I'm going to quickly go to the dojo to see if I can level up and see if I can actually get this done. I guess I'll see you guys in 1 second just to be able to get some XP to upgrade to +5 or +6 red. See you in 1 second. So after doing both dojo and treasure cavern and grinding, I am literally like 100,000 away. So unfortunately, we are going to sit currently at what we are at, but I'm going to upgrade BARRAGAN here. I actually do need to invest in him a little bit further with my universal shards here. You know what? We're going to do one more upgrade over here on our boy and pal BARRAGAN. Get him up a little bit further, and then we'll probably just leave him to sit for right now until a little bit later, because I'm going to be using him as a main for a little while, I think. He seems like he's going to be a fun character. I don't like his Awakened first, but I actually like him as a character in general, so I'm happy. Right now, thank you for watching this episode of Bleach Mobile 3D. I will be back next time to do some more of this game and play as BARRAGAN and have a good time with it. Take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now, everybody.